everyone. Thanks again for tuning into Sin's Workshop. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, today we're going to be reviewing Love and Resistance. This is a young adult contemporary book. It's about Livy. She is the new girl at a new school, and she's been to a ton of new schools. You know, her mom is a lawyer for the military, so lots of her moving around a lot. The teen angst is real with this one. I really connect to Livy because my life as well, I moved around a lot, not as much as her, obviously, but it almost felt like, I went to a bunch of new schools, once in Massachusetts due to restructuring, and then, moved to Florida, and then I went, started a new school here, and then I started a new school, new middle school, and then I started a new high school, and in different areas. So it's like I'd make friends here, but then I'd have to make new friends here and then new friends here. So I really did connect it to Livy in that aspect. She's also Asian American, and her father's also not in the picture. I can't remember why, but he's not in the picture. That's important. So really her way to survive new school after new school is she keeps her head down and she just doesn't rock the boat at all, and she puts people in boxes. Welcome to Painesville is the name of chapter 1, and I think that really says a lot about how Livy views this place that she is living in. It's very, boring, very suburban, very much just kind of blah for her. And I really love that voice that comes alive when it comes to the storytelling. I mean, welcome to Painesville, you're already getting a sense of who she is and how she's, again, viewing this community that she's a part of, and how she doesn't want to be a part of the community because, again, what's the point if she's just going to have to move again? What's the point in making friends again? It kind of softens the blow. She doesn't have to be disappointed. She doesn't have to feel anything. She just kind of keeps her head down, does her work, does good grades, gets her good grades, and then moves on. She doesn't see a point in making connections when she's probably not going to stay long enough to see those connections through. And again, she doesn't want to rock the boat, so her way to survive high school is she puts people in boxes, categorized, like mean girls, and then you got the nerds, and then, she puts people in boxes so that she can better navigate school. That way she doesn't, again, rock the boat. But then high school influencer or aspiring influencer Mitzi says something racist. She's like, oh, of course they would do it. And she's, referring to the other Asians in the classroom that have booked the period so that they can, work on their projects. They've booked the lab. She's like, of course they are here. And Livy just doesn't let that stand, and she makes a snide comments, and then she starts rocking the boat. Her one comment gets Mitzi riled up. So now it's a war. Mitzi versus Livy. And I think what's really great about this book is how it challenges high school stereotypes, I like the fact that it's challenging this idea of putting people in boxes. You shouldn't put people in a box. No one's going to fit inside a box. Whether, you know what I mean. No one's going to fit inside a box. People like to categorize me as kind of, like the preppy goth chick, which, that kind of is me. I'm not going to lie. But I fit a lot of different boxes. Sometimes I'm really preppy, and you wouldn't know. Honestly, I work in a bookstore. You wouldn't know it. I get a lot of customers. Every time I go into a comic shop and I'm dressed and I haven't gone to a comic shop in a while, but I used to dress super cute. People would just stare at me what are you doing? And it's very, that kind of stereotype. Just even me organizing the sci-fi fantasy section, people don't want my help. Guys, unfortunately, they don't want my help because I guess they don't think I know science fiction and fantasy, but I do. I've got a whole shelf up here of classic Star Wars books. You can't see it, but they're there. Pre-Disney buyout ones, that are now categorized as legends. And if you ask me, they're kind of significantly better, but that's just me. And then they hear me talking and they're like, oh, you're a nerd. Yeah, I'm a nerd. So I think we are just so used to, as a society, putting people in like these boxes and judging a book by its cover, that I like the fact that the author is challenging, like, no, get to know someone first before you decide you want to categorize them as this thing, because we as humans have so much more depth than that. And she highlights that. You know, Livy puts people in boxes and then she wants to argue. She wants to be a little bit of a hypocrite. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. But then you have her friend, he's like, no, you're not listening to me. Like her theater nerd friend. And he has a lot of different layers as well. He's like, you don't understand. Like, I'm not saying her behavior's okay, but there's an XYZ reason as to why. Maybe we can try solving this with peace versus going all aggressive and confrontational. You know, learn to understand the other person first. You know, in a perfect world, his mentality, you know, and Livy does challenge him back. But I like this dichotomy of, you know, challenging someone else, being the devil's advocate. I like it. In a perfect world, yeah, you could probably find the solution with peace, but we are in an imperfect world. Sometimes peace is the answer. Sometimes you have to go a little bit on the offensive, you know. It's an imperfect world. But I like that the author is challenging that mentality, and I really do think that this book offers a lot of discussion for that. So, you know, it was a lot of fun to read. I love the teenage angst. I love the drama. I love the romance that bubbles up between Livy and Griff. And I like how it challenges that idea about putting people into boxes and judging, you know, pun intended, books by their cover. Don't judge a book by its cover. See what else is underneath, because we as humans are multi-layered and multifaceted. We are more than what we present on the outside. We, you know, kind of are like chameleons in a way. So, you know, awesome book. Highly recommend. Definitely one for book clubs if you want to discuss it. Definitely one for educators if you guys want to discuss the book in your classrooms. Highly recommend it. So, give this book 4 to 5 stars. If you want to purchase it yourself, I will include links in the description below on where you can purchase it. And on that note, thanks again for tuning in to Sin's Workshop. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share with all your book loving friends. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and as always, happy reading!